A low rider drifts around a corner. It's the year 2077. This is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, a neon-lit testament to human hubris where towering steel and glass skyscrapers pierce the clouds and hover cars clog up the sky like angry bees. Below, on the ground level, hoverbikes weave in and out of traffic, narrowly avoiding pedestrians and flying taxis as they speed along the highway. Our low rider is being pursued by two quadcopters, their blue lights strobing ominously as they close in. The driver puts his foot down and power slides away from them. He loses control momentarily, but rights the car just enough to scrape over the edge of the flyover and disappear from view. Panic rising within him, Zayed bolts, diving headfirst into the maze of alleys and rooftops. The low rider comes to a halt in an underground parking garage. She knows the city like the back of her hand, and together they slip through the city's underbelly, evading the ever-present eyes of the enforcers. They race through the crowded souk, leap across rooftops, and dive through the neon-lit underpasses, always staying one step ahead of their pursuers. Her dark hair streams behind her like a black banner in the wind, and her eyes shine with intelligence and cunning. She introduces herself as Lael, a rogue state-sponsored hacker who makes her living stealing data and selling it to the highest bidder. His name is Malik, and he too was sent to retrieve the microchip. Malik is an ex-intelligence officer who was dishonorably discharged after refusing to participate in an illegal operation. Now he works as a fixer for the highest bidder, carrying out dirty jobs that require brute force and a lack of conscience. He learns that she's not just a skilled hacker and pilot, but also a fiercely independent spirit who refuses to be controlled by the city's powerful elite. He's drawn to her strength and intelligence, but also aware of the danger she represents. The digital ghost is a dangerous weapon, and he's not sure he can control her. But even as they fight, they're losing ground. It's not just data storage, it's also a powerful weapon, a key to unlocking the city's mainframe and turning its own technology against it. With Lee's help, he plugs the chip into the nearest terminal and hacks into the system. The city's AI is proving to be a formidable opponent, its drones and automated turrets laying waste to everything in their path. The city's leaders, in league with a powerful tech corporation, have been using the city's AI to spy on and control its citizens. But this time the roles are reversed. Zayed has the upper hand and Malik is on the defensive. As Zayed prepares to deliver the final blow, Malik's eyes widen in surprise. Will Riyadh ever be free from the clutches of its corrupt leaders? Only time will tell. He removes his helmet, revealing a face that Zayed recognizes. It's his father. But with Lee's help, he shuts down the AI, plunging Riyadh into darkness. In the hands of the right person, it could bring down the whole house of cards that keeps this city running smoothly. The two circle each other, sizing each other up. When Malik makes his move, Zayed is ready. Zayed and his crew are on the run, hunted by the city's remaining forces, but they're not giving up. With the help of the microchip and Lee's hacking skills, they were planning one final assault to take down the city's leaders and expose their crimes to the whole world. But before Zayed can process this revelation, his father's health begins to fail. His cybernetic arm malfunctions, causing him to collapse. He had come into this conflict seeking revenge, but now he finds himself with a new purpose. Not only does he have to expose the conspiracy and bring down the city's leaders, but he also has to find a way to save his father. With his dying breath, he begs Zayed to find a way to cure him, to undo the damage that was done. They need to regroup and get out of there. Zayed hesitates, torn between his desire for revenge and his need to escape, but he knows Lee is right. He spares Malik's life and disappears into the labyrinth of derelict buildings. The fight is brutal and close, a flurry of steel and cybernetics. And expose the conspiracy, while Zayed and his crew will provide muscle, taking out any obstacles that stand in their way. As the night wears on, tensions rise. The closer Lee gets to the truth, the more danger she faces. And when the enforcers close in, it's up to Zayed and his new friends to protect her, but slowly, Zayed gains the upper hand. His movements are quick and unpredictable, and before long, he has Malik on the defensive. With a final twist of his blade, Zayed disarms Malik, sending the cybernetic limb clattering to the ground. And she believes that person is Zayed. Lee maneuvers her bike with practiced ease, dodging incoming fire and returning it with a vengeance. Her bike is equipped with an array of high-tech weapons, including a mounted laser cannon that spits fire at the pursuing drones. There's Farid, a wisecracking street samurai with a cybernetic eye, and Salma, a former military medic who now runs a cyberarms smuggling ring. Together, this ragtag crew takes Zayed in, seeing in him a chance to strike a blow against the oppressive regime that controls Neo Riyadh. Zayed recognizes her instantly. She's the notorious digital ghost, a whisper in the wind, a phantom who has haunted the nightmares of Riyadh's elite for years. A vast wasteland of crumbling concrete and twisted metal where the city's outcasts and forgotten wanderers make their home. Zayed realizes they're leading him into a trap. The real game has only just begun. Our driver steps out, shakes off the dust, and reveals himself to be a young man called Zayed. His eyes blazing with defiance, he flips the hood of the car open and reaches underneath to pull out a microchip concealed beneath the engine. It's the city's call to prayer, a moment of tranquility amidst the chaos. In this world of tomorrow, tradition and modernity coexist in an uneasy alliance. The Muezzin's call to prayer is piped through speakers hidden among the neon signs, and soaring steel minarets pierce the smog-filled skies. For a moment, the only sound is the echo of the Imam's voice, a reminder of the humanity that still flickers amidst the cold steel and neon lights of Neo Riyadh. As the drone flies overhead scanning for heat signatures, he stuffs the chip into his jacket and melts into the shadows. Zayed weaves through the souk, a bustling marketplace filled with food stalls and fortune tellers, their holographic displays advertising everything from mystical readings to grilled camel. His heart pounds in his chest. He glances back several times, half expecting the two enforcers to come crashing through the stalls in pursuit. But they never do. Either they've lost his scent or they're playing a waiting game. As Zayed makes his way through the labyrinthine market, a voice echoes through the alleyways. But the respite is short-lived. As soon as the last notes of the prayer fade away, the drone reappears, hovering silently above him. Suddenly, he finds himself face to face with a beautiful woman who sits perched on the edge of a rooftop. He explains his predicament and asks for her help. Intrigued by his audacity and charm, Leela agrees to help him. Throughout their flight, Lee explains the stakes. The microchip he stole contains data that could shake the foundations of Neo Riyadh. Suddenly, one of Lila's contact informs her that the enforcers have changed course and are heading for the abandoned sector. Lee takes off on her hoverbike, leaving the low rider behind. Soon enough, the enforcers appear, their quadcopters buzzing menacingly. Meanwhile, Zayed finds himself face to face with a burly man with a shaved head and a cybernetic arm. As Malik closes in, Zayed pulls out a concealed blade, revealing a fierce determination in his eyes. But before he can strike a fatal blow, Lee's voice crackles over the comm, warning him that the enforcers are about to breach the abandoned sector. As they race through the abandoned sector, Lee and Zed talk. They meet up with the rest of Lee's crew. They come up with a plan. Lee will use her skills to hack into the city's mainframe. They fight their way through wave after wave of cyborg assassins, their blades flashing in the neon light as they carve a path of destruction through the city's elite. Just when it seems all hope is lost, Zayed remembers the microchip he took from the lowrider. As he fights his way to the top, he uncovers the truth behind the conspiracy. In the ensuing chaos, Zayed confronts Malik once again. Malik explains that he was framed, forced to work for the city's leaders against his will. And with that, he dies. Zayed is left shaken. As the credits roll, we see that the fight for Neo Riyadh is far from over. What will happen? Will Zayed be able to save his father?